So this podcast,
Yes.
this show, this video is 1 year in the making.
That's true.
1 year to the day from when it should have been
You
done.
should have to pay extra for this.
You should. You should.
We won't charge you anything else.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Maybe someday.
Unless you want to donate.
Yeah, unless you want to donate.
Which we'll get to later.
That's right. We can talk about that some other time.
Should do the Garth and Wayne.
Yeah. So this should have been had a year ago, the day we were recording this. Now this is being put out about a month later than we actually tried this. But
Unless
on the day
you
we're
wanna
actually
go-
No, on the date we're actually tasting
Unless you
this,
wanna put this one
no,
out
I've already
Monday.
got set up for other things.
Oh, okay.
So on the date we're actually tasting this, it is 1 year from when it should have been had. And that's what we've got. An aged, unnecessarily
Right.
beer for this. Give it a shot. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Keith, and we are AboutBeverages.com, and we are breaking ground. We are delving into new territory here. Would Mitch Steele and Greg Cook be happy with us right now? Probably not.
Probably not. But they might be interested.
But they might be, and with the way those guys are with their beer and the Renegades and the Mavericks they are, they might say, bravo, bravo About Beverages. Keith and Andrew, Godspeed. We're glad you tried this.
We'll have to make sure they know about this one when we put it
We
out.
will. You know what? Because hey, this is somewhat of an epic event right here. Well, not epic because that's another brewery, so I probably shouldn't say that. This is somewhat of a monumental.
They had nothing to do with this.
Right. This is a monumental event here.
Actually, I think that's a microbrewery in Montana.
Monumental.
No, I'm just kidding.
This is a happening here. This is something that's transpiring in this moment.
It's transpiring.
Now, maybe someone's done this. I don't know. Has anyone bothered to cellar and enjoy by for a year?
1 year.
Has anyone dared? Has anyone been brave?
Has anyone been stupid enough?
Bold and stupid enough to waste their $7 or $8
Yeah, exactly.
to do this? Because obviously the guys at Stone know what they're talking about because their Enjoy By beers are delicious. We've loved them.
They are. We do. And I like that they're always a little different.
Yes.
They're never the exact same
They
amount
aren't,
of insane
and
piney and everything else. They've got definitely a nice tapestry
sing
of
Stone's
flavors.
praises whenever I can. They are delicious. There are some things that aren't necessarily my style, but overall, we're huge.
It's always high quality.
We are
Whether
huge-
you like it or not is a
right.
different story.
We're huge fans of Stone. So, but we are venturing into unknown territory, and maybe no one's ever done this before.
And this this is probably, I'm thinking this is going to be funny because I don't think it's going to be great, but it's going to be interesting because we always, and what part, okay, so this started out as a few different things and we'll break this down real quick. So I had bought several of these a year ago, 4 or 5. Like I usually, when I see them, I buy several. I love these beers. Like I said, my wife likes them. We usually share them, whatever. For some reason, it became like a day or two after the 2/14/14, the day after Valentine's Day. I still had one hanging around, and I kept this one because actually, for some reason, the label got askew, so you can't quite tell probably in the video here, but the label is
maybe Rachel
off,
could take a picture of
center.
this.
Yeah, maybe we'll get
rid of
it
this
right there. It's off center a little bit, so that I had kept it for that reason. And it was already a day or two past. I was like, oh, I should drink that. And I was like, well, I wonder what happens when these sit, because they say, you're supposed to do it. And obviously, we know what happens when an IPA sits. It
Right.
starts, you lose all the, the higher aromas. It definitely starts settling. But we have often joked numerous times that it turns into a barley wine.
Does this explode? What happens?
Right,
Is
that we've
it-
talked
yeah,
about.
no,
We've
we've
the
talked.
maltiness gets so heavy
Yeah.
and the hops and everything else. That is what,
Right.
So what I thought was, well, I'm going to keep this for a little bit anyway. And then it turned into, you know what I'll do? I'll keep this for a year. I'll cellar it as best I can. And then we'll see. Does one of the world's best double super hopped IPAs, does it turn into one of the world's best barley wines? Or does it just turn into like malted cardboard?
And what's really cool about this, and there's no way you could have known that we would actually be podcasting.
No. This is
exactly once again, this video is going out to you. You're getting this and you're seeing this after this date. But when we are sitting here recording this right now, it is 2/14/15.
Complete coincidence. We couldn't have timed this at all.
No,
who would
it's
have known that I
Valentine's
would have
Day.
been sick a few weeks ago,
Right.
when we were going to start up again.
Right.
Another event got in the way, all these different things. And
That we would have a family event on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's worked out that way. So 2/14/15, and we're going to have a Enjoy by 2/14/14.
It's still carbonated.
Oh, it's popping. Oh, my. Yes.
See? So we got
Look at
that going for us.
Okay. That was a good catch. Andrew had it happen. So, fortunately, he's giving me all the foam.
I can switch this glass.
No, I'm just kidding. It'll
Actually,
settle
it seems to be settling down a little
down. It'll
bit.
settle down. But that was funny. You popped that up. But it's probably been outside for that long, right?
Yeah, well, that's funny. That's one of the things you just talked about. You just mentioned, is it going to be carbonated? Is it going to be overexplode? So definitely carbonation, not an issue. I'm going to give myself a little bit of carbonation on this one.
All right.
Let's get that down a little bit.
No, overall, I mean, there are some enjoy buys that I enjoy more than others, but but I have never unenjoyed an enjoy buy. I'm always enjoying an enjoy buy.
And actually, speaking of that, what I just recently purchased, which we will be talking about way in the future, is now they have a series that's Enjoy After.
Oh yeah,
and it's a Brett IPA, which I cannot wait to try. I'm very excited. One of their first. They haven't really done sours of that type to this point, so I'm very excited to try that one. I think I'd like to get another one. It's a little pricey, so I've only bought the one at this moment, but I'd like to get another one just to try it now to see what it ages into. Because, with Brettanomyces, sometimes when they're young, like we've talked about, when they're fresher, it's passion fruit and fruity, and then as it gets older, that's when it gets into funky. Yeah, right. Gets into that. But all right,
I loaned a guy I work with. Speaking of Brit, Jermaine. I loaned a guy.
Flight of the Conchords?
Yeah, the first season. Nice. So I'll be loaning him season 2. So what do we have here? We've got some. Well, normally, once these settle down, they're clearer than this. They pour usually a little bit cloudy.
But an actual enjoy buy, sure.
But then they settle down and they're clear. But this is not.
This looks like almost like orangey wheat beer.
Yes, definitely, absolutely. That's a great call, right?
And the carbonation on yours has settled down a little bit, which is good.
Right.
So you'll actually be able to drink it.
Right.
Yeah. Orange. Yeah. Very cloudy.
Oh.
Damn straight.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
If you're a current or a frequent listener and watcher of our show, my leaving the table, you probably have an idea what that reference is, that it's a little bit on the sweeter side.
It's a little bit on the sweeter side. That
oh yeah,
that's barley winey, isn't it?
It's barley winey.
There's a surprising amount of I'm still getting the citrus fruit there, though. I know we were just talking about orange and things, but in the middle of all those the heavier hop aromas in the malt, there's a little citrus, and I want to say orange. I want to say orange or lemon, something.
Yeah, if you get past that initial aroma and take a deeper whiff, yeah, it definitely turns into like citrus, an orange like fragrance of some sort.
Yeah, like orange oil or something like that.
Yep,
that's so. That's about what I thought it was going to smell like, though. That's kind of what I thought in my head.
I didn't really have anything in my head. So
okay,
no, fortunately.
Cheers.
Okay. Yeah.
This is 1 year.
1 year. Well,
I already have many thoughts on this.
It's turned me into Ronald Reagan.
Yeah, well, that's unfortunate.
Well, wow. What a difference.
Yeah.
What a difference a year makes.
What a difference a year makes.
365 little days.
It kind of reminds me a little bit of like a tamed version of 120 Minute. Because there's that lighter sweetness in there that you get out of the 120 where, it's not quite as delicious and sweet as that by any means. But that's what initially, when I took that sip, I thought it was going to be heavier on the tongue, which it's not. It still is kind of, there still is, just a little light, oily viscosity to it, but it's not like it's heavy, like a heavy malted, like barley wine kind of thing.
No, it's not.
So there's still a lightness to it, and I think that's kind of what made me think of it, because I'm getting that sweet going through, which you get even more so out of the 120 Minute, and obviously that thing's amazing. Whereas this is not quite as much. But like I said, that was initially what all of a sudden hit me. I was like, oh, I'm like that, a little bit of that in there. So
I think what this, that not that we needed proof or demonstration, this tells me that the guys at Stone know what they're doing. And when they tell you to enjoy this by a certain day, for a certain profile, they know what they're talking about. Once again, we've let this go 365 days past.
It would have been interesting. I guess it would have been interesting like a month or two later.
Yeah, if we buy like 4, have one like 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year.
I'm liking that experiment.
Like
Maybe we should try that at some point. Like, like try one every 2 months.
And those guys may tell us, "What are you wasting your money for with that? Just if you're going to buy it, drink it. No. Live now, as it says.
Live in the now.
Live now. Enjoy now.
Well, we are just a year later.
Yeah. It is. Well, no, because these come out there. We have enough other beers we enjoy. So it's not like, and obviously if this had been the only beer in your fridge, you probably wouldn't have let it go a whole year.
No, I had many other things.
So you have other things
and
to
enjoy. I'd had at least 2 or 3 others of this vintage that I enjoyed, just didn't make it through all of them. I'd over purchased.
But
I didn't return it to my local store like some people do.
Yeah. It doesn't have the heaviness or the lingering quality of a barley wine, but it definitely has that upper palate retro nasal is definitely there.
Oh yeah.
So I guess what's happening is that super malt was at one time being counterbalanced by a lot of hop, a lot of fresh, a lot of
where you needed that balance of the heaviness because of all the now you don't have all that anymore. So now
that is totally flashed off. All the hops are gone.
It's flip flop.
Yeah, and that's all gone, and now you just are left with that. There might be some people who really enjoy that though, or not, because maybe it doesn't have the body. If you're looking for a barley wine.
Yeah, I think the body's kind of missing. But if you're
there. But once again, it's not
crazy.
We understand.
It's way better than I thought it was going to be. I honestly thought it was going to be like drinking cardboard. I thought it was going to be
really.
I thought it was going to be really bad.
I had honestly, whether I just had other things on my mind or just chose. I did not put any preconceived notions about what that was going to be. I really didn't.
Allow me to dispel your misconceptions.
Yes. Oh, thank you, Father. But now that we're having it, and now I'm like, okay, yeah, right. I get what has gone and why it's gone. I understand. I get what is still there, and this never even in its old if you had enjoyed this a year ago, it doesn't have a lot of body. It's not supposed to have a lot of body. It has
the appropriate amount of body that matches perfectly with the amount of hops that you normally have.
Right.
Now that it's flip flopped, now you just have the malt heaviness, but you're missing the body because you're looking for it. You have all this other heaviness, but it's actually kind of light in body, so then that's what kind of makes it a little weird.
It's sort of like
me.
Barley wine light. Yeah, it's like light, but
it's the Michelob Light of barley wines.
No, don't say that.
Oh, no.
Cut that out. Don't say that.
Cut that out.
Don't say.
No, but it's like it is like a lighter. It's like you took a barley wine and said, "Put a little water in there." Something, But even that, not like I said, it is. It's exactly, if you think about it, completely analytically, it is exactly what should happen.
Right.
Like I said, the hop matter went out. What was in the heaviness of the hops stayed in there because there's still the bitterness and all those other things. The malt that was there that once was perfect is now at the forefront.
Right.
But unfortunately, since it was not made to be what's in this glass right now, it's too thin.
Right. Right. No, and I'm sure that if we are fortunate enough to have the guys at Stone watching this video, they're probably looking at it thinking, "Of course, you idiots! That's why we wanted you to drink it a year ago." We could have. We could have told you that. Oh yeah, we did. We could have told you that was going to happen.
Right.
But I guess why we're here is, and maybe a brewery like Stone probably has done numerous tests, probably has cellared these, tried them at many months, in intervals as time has gone along, and now we've had the opportunity to do it a year later. And we're here to say, obviously, these guys know what they're doing. They know what they're talking about. They made this one a year ago. It was delicious. It was what it was supposed to be. Now it's totally changed. And I mean, I've had one of these a couple of days past its date.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, that's obviously the optimum. If you're within a couple weeks of that date and you still had one hanging around, it's still going to taste pretty amazing.
Yeah.
But this is an extreme amount of time. It was done, like I said, more of like, just as a complete goof to be a little bit interesting. Right. But what's funny, though, now that you mention that, I still wonder, like, if you actually would like oak age this, or if it had been barrel aged, where you got in some of those flavors into that base, you probably would not be quite as disappointed. It still would not be the best thing you'd ever had. Right. But you probably could do something like that.
Well, I don't like barley wines. And,
no, you don't.
And I think everyone knows that.
Yeah.
With rare exception, there are a couple.
It's a shame.
That I can, but you do.
Which one do you like, though? The Stone, the oak smoked one that we had.
And that's good.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And, I do. But so you do like barley wines. So we're drinking this right now. So you're saying you don't like this?
No.
Okay. And you don't like it because
it
doesn't have the body.
Yeah, it doesn't have the body.
If you're going to have a barley wine,
if I'm going to have all that other heavier flavor, the hop characteristic kind of being that herbal heaviness at the back, you've got to have the other part. You've got to have the more body and everything, and it turns then into like the glasses that we've chosen into like a sipper. because that's kind of what I'm looking for. Like the regular stone barley wine, other barley wines that I've had. You know, like I said, the one you actually liked, though, was the Bigfoot barley wine from Sierra Nevada.
Which you say is not like a barley wine.
Kind of lighter, too.
Right.
But yeah, that's what this is missing. Like I said, if this literally had some more body, you'd probably say, oh, this tastes a little, old. You'd still have a little bit of that in there, but that would have made it, almost mildly acceptable, which is kind of funny. But yeah, that's what's in this. You get on the back of the palate those heavier flavors, but the front of it, you're missing all of that.
You're absolutely right. That's exactly, I just took another sip and I'm like, as you were saying that, I'm like, oh yeah. Absolutely right. Okay.
But there's a lot of beers that we've had that were not missing something that we actually enjoyed quite a bit. And you can
and once again, full disclosure, we understand.
You don't have to say it again.
No, do we?
I don't.
We don't. Okay, all right. We don't want the
This was.
We don't want people to be you idiots.
No.
We supposed to drink it a year ago.
We did this way too late.
All right, good.
We want to do this as a complete experiment to see what would happen.
Okay.
If it would be completely terrible or
amazing
because they use so many great ingredients and everything else, it actually held up a little bit.
Yeah.
This is not completely disgusting.
Right.
Which someone else could make that. You'd sit it for a year and be like, oh my God, this is the worst thing I've ever had.
Right.
This is not, and that's a testament to, like I said, it's not what Stone created, but it's a testament to the quality that they put into it.
Right.
I think, if anything,
that they know what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Okay. Sorry.
All right. He's got that.
I won't say anything.
And like I said,
else.
but at the website, like I was saying, is where you can find the tasting notes for this experiment.
Yes.
I'm not really going to put we're not going to put this on the recommendation scale because you can't get this, and it was but we'll put up some tasting notes so you can kind of see what happened to it over time. I don't think we ever actually did a taste testing on this one fresh, unfortunately.
Have we ever done an enjoy buy?
We've done enjoy buys before, so maybe we might put some of that together so people can see what they normally taste like when it's fresh and what's happened at this point. Okay. But if anyone else has ever done any kind of experiment like this or has done some cellaring that has worked out for them, we'd love to let us know. Either comment on YouTube at our YouTube page if you're there, or if you're at our website, definitely leave us a comment there or send us an email. We're always happy to get those as well. But whether we like it or not,
you should have given this a shot a year ago. No, you should.
They should have.
They should have. You should give it a shot.